Maxwell House Coffee presents Good News of 1940.
This is Edward Ronald, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the makers of Maxwell House Coffee, I welcome you to another hour of good news, starring Fanny Bryce, William Gargan, Hanley Stafford, Benny Rubin, Connie Boswell, Meredith Wilson, and his orchestra. We have with us also this evening a distinguished group of guests, stars of William A. Wellman's Paramount production, The Light That Failed, Mr. Ronald Colman, Miss Ida Lupino, and Miss Muriel Angeles. And as an added attraction, we are glad to welcome a radio singer I know you will all like, Frank Parker. For his opening number, Meredith has something special, I dare say.
Sure have. It's called The Spirit of Swing. You ready, boys?
That was very good, Meredith. Very good.
Very good indeed, but wasn't it a little on the short side?
Ronald Colman. Well.
Mr. Colman, Wilson's the name, 2 L's.
How do you do?
I noticed you noticed my opening number was a little short. The explanation for that is I'd like to have a word with you in regards to a certain matter.
Well, that's all right. Go ahead.
I want to act the worst way.
I beg your pardon?
I said I want to act the worst way.
Yes, I haven't the heart to answer that. What sort of roles do you think would suit you?
Romantic, swashbuckling types. You know, like Dodsworth. Could you give me an audition?
An audition? Well, let's see. I have it.
What?
It happens I seldom go anywhere without a piece of verse.
You mean poetry?
Yes. Are you familiar with Omar Khayyam?
What was his name?
Omar Khayyam.
Oh, the fellow that made the tents.
No tents. No, Omar Khayyam was a poet, and he wrote the Rubaiyat.
Okay.
And I have a stanza in my pocket. I got it off a calendar.
A calendar? It must be good.
Well, that's just what I thought. Now you read it to me. Here.
Thanks. Did you want it with an English accent or regular?
Oh, just regular.
Okay. I sure admire that accent of yours, Mr. Colman.
Thank you.
It's a darb.
Thank you. Now, let me hear you read.
Okay. Ah, moon of my delight, who knowst no wane, the moon of heaven is rising once again.
That's quite a rhyme, isn't it?
Well, I ain't finished.
No. I mean, it will rhyme if you pronounce it again.
Oh, pardon me. Ah, moon of my delight, who knowst no wane, the moon of heaven is rising once again. It worked.
Bravo! All right, go on.
How oft hereafter rising shall she look through this same garden after me in vain? Compliments of the Beverly Hills Ice Company.
Yeah, that's magnificent. I'll see what I can do for you, but not now.
Ladies and gentlemen, by public demand, once again, Miss Connie Boswell brings us a superb arrangement of Harold Arlen's great song, Stormy Weather.
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather since my man and I ain't together. Keeps raining all the time. Life is bare, gloom and misery everywhere. Stormy weather just can't pull my poor self together. Keeps raining all the time. The time keeps raining all the time. When he went away, The blues walked in and met me. If he stays away, old rocking chair will get me. All I do is pray the Lord above will let me walk in the sun once more. Can't go on. Everything I had is gone. Stormy weather since my man and I ain't together. Keeps raining all the time. When he went away, the blues walked in and met me. If he stays away, old rocking chair gonna get me. All I do is pray the Lord above will let me walk in the sun once more. I can't go on, 'cause everything I had is gone. Stormy weather since my man and I ain't together. Keeps raining all the time. The time keeps raining all the time.
Before introducing Warren Hull, I'd like to have you hear a letter we very much appreciate. It's from a lady who said a great deal in 2 short sentences. She is Mrs. Emma K. Shade of Rockford, Illinois. Said Mrs. Shade.
My family demands perfect coffee. Elimination of the less than perfect coffees, left only Maxwell House. Rich, fragrant, perfect.
And now here's Warren Hull to tell us just why Maxwell House is so good and so downright satisfying.
Thank you, Eddie. Well, friends, we've found a way to blend Maxwell House to a new perfection of flavor. A full-bodied, mellow flavor that comes from very special coffees. Highland-grown coffees from remote and fertile plantations of Central and South America. And then, to bring out the true, natural goodness of this matchless new blend, we've developed a remarkable process called Radiant Roast. A process which uses uniform, penetrating heat to roast each coffee bean evenly all the way through. This way, there's no chance of weak coffee from under-roasting or bitter coffee from parched coffee beans. All the rare and mellow flavor of this superb new blend is brought to its peak in every cup you serve. That's why, today, more people are enjoying Maxwell House coffee than ever before in its history. Why more stores sell Maxwell House than any other coffee in America. So, if you haven't tried Maxwell House lately, ask for a pound tomorrow, won't you? Compare it with what you now think is good coffee. We think you, too, will say, here's perfect coffee. Coffee that's now, more than ever, good to the last drop.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Fanny Bryce as Baby Snooks. Daddy, played by Hanley Stafford, has been a man of mystery for the past few nights. As soon as he finishes dinner, he locks himself in his makeshift laboratory and allows nobody to enter. As the scene opens, we find him entering his little room in the basement. Listen.
That's that. Guess that'll keep those busybodies out.
How, Daddy?
Snooks, how did you get here? I thought you were still in the dining room.
Did you?
Yes, now I want to know how you got in here.
I made myself into a spitball and I rolled through the keyhole.
Oh, you did, eh?
Ain't I funny?
Very funny. Well, roll right out again.
No, I want to stay here with you, Daddy.
Well, all right, but if I let you stay here, you must promise not to bother me, even for a second. Promise?
Promise.
And no matter what you see in this room tonight, I want you to be as silent as a tomb.
Silent as a tomb.
Snooks, You see that big thing in the corner? Covered with a sheet?
Uh-huh. What is it?
I'm building a robot.
Huh?
I'm building a robot.
Who's gonna row it, Daddy?
Not a rowboat, a robot. It's a mechanical man that talks like a human being, moves like a human being, but looks like a jumbled mess and has no brains. Now, do you know what it is?
Uh-huh. Uncle Louis.
No. It's an automaton. It responds only to the commands of the operator. I've been working on it secretly for the past 4 months.
Why?
Because it's a dream of mine. And if it comes true, we'll be rich. I'll never have to work again. And, brother, will I tell everybody where to go.
Where?
And that doesn't matter.
I know where.
Well, never mind that. I'm just hoping this robot will work properly. But I don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched.
Can he lay eggs, too?
No, he can't lay eggs.
I want to see him.
You will in just a minute.
Yeah.
First, I want to check my plans and see if I've overlooked anything.
Can I lift up the sheet and have a peek?
No!
Just a tiny weeny little peek.
I don't want you to see it until I unveil it.
Can I feel it?
No, you can't feel it.
Well, can I smell it?
No! No peeking, no feeling, and no smelling.
Any sniffing?
Now, you stay away from that robot. I've worked on it too long to have you ruin it.
How'd you make it, Daddy?
Well, to begin with, I made a very careful study of the human anatomy.
What's that?
Have you ever seen a skeleton?
Mm-hmm. I seen one in a doctor's office.
Fine. Then you know what a skeleton is.
It's a man with his outside off and his inside sticking out.
That's close enough. Well, in order to understand the movements of the extremities, I had to read an entire chapter on syndesmology.
Syndesmology?
Yes. Joints. I spent 2 nights going through the joints.
Did you take Mommy? Is that why she hollered?
Nobody hollered. Syndesmology is a scientific term for the study of the development of the joints and ligaments. I had to learn all about the joints to make the robot move properly. Then I examined the construction of the brain and the cranium.
Why?
Because the brain controls all the actions. It's made up of sections called lobes. There's the frontal, temporal, parietal, and occipital. That means the front, side, top, and back. Think you can remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are they?
The frontal, sidal, topple, and matter.
That's better than I expected.
Better than I expected.
Anyway, to make the robot look very natural, I put in veins and arteries made of rubber to show the circulation of the blood.
What's that?
Well, you know how the bloodstream keeps moving in the body. For instance, when I stand on my head...
Stand on your head, Daddy.
No, not now. But when I stand on my head, all the blood rushes there and fills it. But when I stand up straight, the blood doesn't rush to my feet. You know why?
Because your feet ain't empty.
That's not the reason at all. It's because there's less pressure when the heart is pumping in its normal direction, I think.
I want to see the robot.
Robot.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Well, just a few seconds. I want to explain him first so you won't be completely mystified. Naturally, he's run by electricity. But I put glass inspection windows all over his body so you can see how he works.
Mm-hmm.
He has one of those little panes on his head, one on his feet, and so forth.
Has he got a pain in his tummy?
Yes. Snooks, I'm going to unveil him now. Step over here.
All right, Daddy.
Here we go. Let me get this sheet off, and you'll really be proud of your old dad. There. There's my robot.
Do you feel all right, Daddy?
I feel fine. What's the matter with him?
I'm going to tell Mommy you took her watch for her.
Now, you stay here. It's the only material I have to work with.
Why is he holding that coffee pot?
That's the whole idea. That's what's going to make me rich. Well, I'm going to take him to the Maxwell House coffee people. They can use him for advertising. See, he's got the coffee pot in one hand and a cup and saucer in the other.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I press the button, he pours a cup of coffee and says, "Will you have a cup of Maxwell House coffee? It's good to the last drop."
Let me hear him say it.
Well, I haven't tested it yet. And I'm sure it'll work. You'd never believe how I made the voice, though.
I'll believe it, Daddy.
Well, I took the horn off of our car and attached it to it. When I press the button, the horn blows a steady note, and the lips move to form the words.
Will you have a cup of Maxwell House coffee? It's good to the last drop.
Exactly. Now watch. I'll press the button.
Are you sure you feel all right, Daddy?
I don't understand it. Why, the lips moves and everything.
Can he move as good as he talks, Daddy?
Oh, he'll move all right. I'm certain of that. Watch him pour the coffee.
I'm watching.
Now, here's the button. There.
Good to the last drop.
Well, there goes 5 months' labor and adulterating materials. I guess you think I'm altogether cracked, don't you, sir?
No, Daddy.
Thank heaven.
Not altogether.
No. Now, listen, I don't care so much about the failure of this thing, but I don't want Mother to find out. Look, if you promise not to tell her, I'll give you this dime.
I don't want the dime, Daddy.
So, what's come over you? You don't want this bright, new, shiny dime?
No, but I'll keep my trap shut for a greedy old dollar.
Oh, you will, eh? Well, you can blab all you like, and here's something to start you off.
In the concert hall tonight, it's a great pleasure to present a special Valentine gift to our Maxwell House friends. We're happy to bring you Frank Parker, whom I personally nominate as one of the great artists of our time, singing Franz Lehar's loveliest song, Yours Is My Heart Alone. We pay tribute to a fine singer and a fine song. All right, Meredith.
Yours is my heart alone, and without you, life holds no charm. Yours, every thought I own, one love the theme of every dream. All that makes life seem worthwhile dwells in your eyes, and the spell of your smile. There is no song half so sweet to me as your voice whispering, I love you, dear. When far away or near you, in dreams I see and hear you, and kneeling to your fascination, I kneel to you in adoration, dear. You alone, I live or die for you, my adored vision bright. Yours is my heart alone, and without you, life holds no charm. Yours, every thought I own, a love the theme of every dream. All that makes life seem worthwhile dwells in your eyes, and the spell of your smile. There is no song that's so sweet to me as your voice whispering, I love you.
Fine, Frank Parker, fine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that charming young man who is now a regular member of our Good News family, Mr. Bill Gargan.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Bill, are we to look forward to another Joe Turf sketch this evening?
Oh, please, Edward, I begged you last week to forget about my Brooklyn accent. Very few people know this, but in truth, it's all assumed.
You mean the way you're talking now is really natural?
Certainly.
Uh-huh.
I mean, of course. That's a tough word to shake.
Yeah.
Besides, I think it's very important for the radio audience to think of me as a cultivated fellow. You know, the Harvard type. Tweet.
Oh, I see. Well, you can put on a funny accent if you like. I don't care. But I want to tell
okay,
you...
Mr. Gargan.
Sorry.
Pardon me. I've been looking all over for you. Hello, Mr. Arnold.
Hello? More packages from the express company?
No, I took the afternoon off. I got to talk to Mr. Gargan about a very intimate matter.
I see. Well, I'll leave you two Brooklyn boys together. And don't forget your Harvard accent, William.
Oh, never fear, old fellow. Well, what is it, Benjamin?
I never thought I'd get in to see you, Mr. Gargan. I couldn't get by that doorman out there.
You had difficulties with the commissionaire?
Eh?
The Cerberus at the entrance refused you admittance?
Give me a break, will you, Bill? I don't get one white of this.
You mean that crumb on the gate stiffed you?
Yeah, he wouldn't let me through.
Well, I'll give him his lumps later. What's eating you, Reuben?
Mr. Gargan, today I come to you as a harbinger of mercy.
A harbinger of Murphy. Mercy.
Yeah,
Murphy. In Brooklyn, that only means a touch. Goodbye.
Hey, wait a minute. It ain't for me, Mr. Gargan.
No?
No. You still go to PS 77 on 4th Street?
There I use. Use you.
Let me I use. Hey, you know a guy in school named Al Korkendorfer?
Corky?
Yeah.
Oh, certainly I use. Use you?
You, Si. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, nice kid. What's Corky doing now?
Bill, Corky's in a jam. I got a letter from him this morning. His sister wrote it.
That's Corky.
Yeah. Sweet kid, though.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Corky in a clink?
Oh.
Yeah. Sweet kid.
Oh. What was the rap?
Burglary, second degree.
Gee. Did he cop a plea?
How could he? The kid's a 3-time loser.
Sweet kid.
Yeah. He gave in to his old weakness a couple of weeks ago, and the cops nabbed him.
Oh.
He is now in the tombs, and he needs $18 for bail.
Awful, ain't it?
Yeah.
What's this about his old weakness, Benny?
Oh, you remember. Well, when you was in 6B, you have to go to the Metropolitan Art Museum every Wednesday afternoon.
Sure I use. With Miss Peckenfangle.
Check. Well, you know, the first time all the kids went to the Metropolitan, Al Korkendorfer swiped $40 worth of miniatures.
Miniatures?
Yeah, them little pictures. You know, the little tiny ones?
Oh, yeah. Like the Gettysburg Address on the head of a pin.
Yeah. Well, the principal squared that rap from. But 2 years after he got out of school, he hoisted an art gallery on 57th Street. And he was...
I recall. Yeah. He done a 2-year stretch.
Check.
Yeah.
But it didn't do him no good. He ain't 2 days down from Arsening when he's walking down Madison Avenue, and he sees a Rembrandt in Sloane's window.
I recall. A brick, and he's back in the clink.
Check.
Yeah.
Well, he got out 4 weeks ago, and he's going in a Nam's basement to buy a shirt.
Yeah.
And just his luck, they're having a sculpture exhibition.
Sculpture? Them things weigh a ton. Don't tell me he tried to cop a statue.
In broad daylight. They grabbed him going through the basement door with rodent tinker under his coat.
What a nod, lover. Gee. But it shows you about human nature, don't it?
Yeah.
Them Wednesday afternoons at the Metropolitan Museum made Corky a thief.
Yeah. Now, take me, for example. Them Wednesday afternoons made me a connoisseur.
Me, too.
Yeah?
I learned to appreciate beauty in the abstract.
Well, abstract is okay if you're cubistically inclined. But me, I'm nuts about nudes.
I don't mind a nice nude myself. But my first love is composition and color.
Very necessary. Are you familiar with the great work of Gainsborough's Little Boy Blue?
Pardon me. That's Gainsborough's Blue Boy. I am very familiar with such work.
I stand corrected, yes. Well, now, if you look closely at that picture, you'll see that the blue in the pants...
Breeches.
Yeah. Well, the color on the right tie above the knee is a robin's egg blue. And on the left leg, in about the same position diametrically, the color takes on an azure tinge.
Oh. You mean the pants don't match?
Precisely.
Yes, I agree with you. Gainsborough was a phony.
You're right, Bill. But I'll tell you who's a worse one.
Who's that?
Whistler. Look, you know how to picture Whistler's mother?
Know it like a brother.
Well, there, am I right? Huh?
Benny, I don't like to argue with a connoisseur. But in brief, no. Whistler's mother is a masterpiece.
I think you're full of wet hay. But I'm open-minded, see? Go ahead, enlighten me.
Gladly. Close your eyes.
Yeah.
Behold the painting of Whistler's mother. Visualize it.
I can see it like Whistler is there whistling right beside her.
Benny, you're a very good visualizer.
Thanks.
Now, that ain't just a picture of an old lady. There's a lot behind it. There's a mood that he captured, but you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, notice in your mind's eye the expression. She is thinking of her boy. Is he coming home tonight? If so, what time? Is he in bad company? Trying to get the one ball in the side pocket? Or is he maybe on the lookout for a couple of guys, Jimmy in the store? Where is my boy? What can he be doing? Where is that bum?
Can I open my eyes now?
Yeah. Now, don't you get a better perspective on Whistler's mother?
Yeah, I do. It grips me right in the heart. Because my mother goes through the same thing every night.
So you see, my boy, every painter catches a different mood. The only ones I can't swallow are them surrealists.
Well, that's where our opinions converge in opposite directions. Because I'm for the surrealists. Body and soul, right from there.
Enlighten me.
Listen, I seen a surrealistic mural that was dynamite. Oh, close your eyes.
What for?
I want you to visualize.
Oh. All right. I'm in deep repose.
Picture. There's a mural. There's a girl's face with 2 cream puffs coming out of her eyes. Her mouth is open, out of which comes 2 whales. One smaller than the other. And in her hand, she's holding a circular saw with a jack of spades on every point. And on the head is a typewriter. And on every key is a different vegetable. But finishing with a cheese souffle. Now, what do you think the title is?
What?
Democracy. Bill, come here. Do you feel it?
Feel it? Why, it's surging through me.
Good.
Gee, I'd like to get a gander at that mural. When can we go?
Well, you named the day. And oh, say, hey, I forgot. Can you help me with Al Korkendorfer?
Gee, I forgot all about him. How much does he need?
$18 will spring him.
Put me down for the whole works. I'll give you a check right now.
Oh, that's swell.
Think nothing of it. Us art lovers have got to stick together.
That's
democracy. What
Now there's that wonderful fragrance of freshly brewed Maxwell House coffee in the air. And it tells me that I'm going... Snooks, Warren, what's happening?
Well, Eddie, I told Snook she could help me serve the coffee tonight.
I couldn't help it, Mr. Ho. Honest, I couldn't. I tripped.
Oh. Cheer up, Snooks. It might have been worse, you know. You broke only the cups and saucers. I still have the coffee.
Thank goodness for that.
And now, friends, while Daddy goes backstage for more cups, pull up your chairs, won't you? Get ready to enjoy with us a steaming, fragrant cup of Maxwell House coffee. And with it, the music of Meredith Wilson. Music as rich and mellow as Maxwell House itself. Meredith? We pause briefly for station identification.
This is Edward Arnold, and we continue our Good News Maxwell House show with a special preview of William A. Wellman's Paramount production of the Rudyard Kipling classic, The Light That Failed, which stars Ronald Colman with Walter Houston, Ida Lupino, Muriel Angeles, and Dudley Diggs. For our radio premiere, we are happy to bring you Mr. Colman, Ida Lupino, and Muriel Angeles in the characters they play in the picture, The Light That Failed. The story of The Light That Failed concerns the undying friendship of 2 men, Dick Helder, played by Ronald Colman, and Torpenhow, of a war correspondent, and the love of a man for a woman. You will hear Ida Lupino in the role of Bessie and Muriel Angeles as Maisie, the lifetime sweetheart. But let us listen to the man who knows the story better than any other.
My name is Torpenhow. I'm a journalist and war correspondent for the Central Southern Syndicate. And I'd like to tell you the story of Dick Helder. I believe I was closer to Dick than anyone else. He was my dearest friend. And together we faced things that few men are called upon to face. I owe my life to his courage. And I would have given my life for his during any of those years in the Egyptian Sudan and later in London. Beneath the gruff exchange of words, he was more to me than a brother, more than a son. His story really begins 20 years before I met him. On the ramparts of Fort Keeling on the coast of England, two excited children, Dick and Maisie, had just discovered their lives would be unendurable without pistol practice. Their voracious goat, a mama, is munching the cartridges on the ground as Maisie starts to shoot out to sea.
A mama's eating the cartridges. Look out! Oh, Maisie! Maisie, the powder stings. I can't see. Maisie.
Dick, I didn't mean it. Are you hurt?
I'm all right. The bullet missed me.
I don't know. I've got to be educated somewhere. France, I think.
Maisie, it'll be a long time before I see you again. We'll be grown up then.
That'll be nice.
I don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up. I don't seem to be able to pass any exams, but I can make awful caricatures of the masters.
Then be an artist. That's what I'm going to be someday.
All right. We'll both be artists someday and do great things. Maisie, you belong to me forever and ever.
Yes, we belong forever. It's very nice.
20 years later, the Egyptian Sudan. I was war correspondent for the Central Southern Syndicate when Dick Heldar joined me as official artist, drawing action sketches of the campaign against the Fuzzy Wuzzies. We became friends immediately, but a stronger bond was forged the day our troops withstood a surprise assault. It had been quiet that afternoon, too quiet, when suddenly from the hills a surprise attack was on. Volley after volley after volley was hurled at the screaming natives, but still on they came. I went down under the impact of a powerful native. Dick saw the knife at my throat. He turned and fired. And in that moment, a sword whined through the air and crashed against his head. But the British square had held. That night, I went to see Dick in the hospital tent. He was delirious. The doctor was bending over him.
Maisie, the powder stings. Maisie.
Dick recovered from the wound, a serious cut above the eye, and returned to London to find himself famous. His paintings of the campaign had caught on. He was acclaimed a genius, and he didn't deny it. Popularity fitted his stride. He relished overhearing his art discussed in clubs, on the street, even in the zoo. And it was at the zoo that he saw her again, staring at a forlorn, contemplative goat.
You know, there's something about that goat that reminds me of you.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, please don't be angry. I have a password. If it doesn't work, you're not the girl.
I think I know the password.
A mama?
A mama.
Then it is Maisie.
Dick, how in the world did you know me?
Oh, I don't know. I've wanted this to happen for a very long time. You've forgotten me, of course.
Men I've shot, I never forget. Especially when they become successful.
Oh, you've heard. What about the painting you were going to do?
Oh, I paint very bad pictures. I'm afraid I'm envious.
Oh, nonsense. Maisie, when may I come and see you? I can't continue to depend on these goats.
Of course. But will you come on Sunday? I pay madly all the week for fear I might suddenly die and never do my masterpiece. I'll have tea and argue about our work, and perhaps you can help me.
Oh, I hope I can.
Dick had found Maisie again, and he was deliriously happy, but only for a few days. Maisie was completely unsuccessful as an artist and couldn't bear to love Dick because of his success. But he kept going to see her.
Have some tea?
No, thank you. Sunday after Sunday here, I've swilled the stuff until my stomach is coated with a layer of tea leaves.
You don't have to come here if you don't want to.
Yes, that's what I tell myself. But I always come back.
Would it help if I forbade you to come?
All right. Give me some tea. There. I've done that for the day. Oh, what's the painting?
Melancholia. I took it from a book.
Now, that's bad to begin with.
It's from The City of Dreadful Night, remember? And all her sorrow shall be turned to labor.
Yes, that's been done already by Deirdre. Might as well try and rewrite Hamlet.
She was a woman. She suffered a great deal, till she could suffer no more. Then she began to laugh at it all. I'll paint her beautifully and send her to the salon.
Look, Maisie, I'll take the same subject, and if I can't do a better head than you...
Oh, all your things smell of tobacco and blood.
Anyway, I want to talk about my picture. Tell me what to do with that chin.
Well, you foreshorten. Oh, there's something grim and Dutch about your work that's good, but why not spend some time on line alone? You have the gift of color, but with line you must go backwards and forwards, and it'll show up your weaknesses.
Which, according to you, are many.
No, it's... Oh, if I had a brush in my hand, perhaps... Maisie, all you want is success. Why not let me do some pictures for you, and you sign them?
Oh, that's childish.
I know, but you must forgive a man when he's in love.
Yes. Dick, I'm going back to Paris.
Because of...
Because of you. You're the finest man I know, and the best friend I have. I'm awfully fond of you, and I need you. But, well, there is a limit to the selfishness of Maisie.
Maisie went away, and at once I knew something was wrong. He simply couldn't get into his work. What work he did was a cheap concession to his popularity. I told him so. No enthusiasm, no purpose. Until the evening he returned to the studio and found me trying to revive a young girl who had fainted.
Hello?
Oh, Dick, what do you think of this?
Top. The moment my back's turned.
She fainted on the pavement. It's not drink, hunger. I couldn't leave her there.
Barmaid, probably. London edition.
Oh.
Feeling better?
Oh, yes, sir, thank you. There aren't many gentlemen as kind as you are.
Turn your face to the light. No, to the light.
Picture?
My melancholia. Marvelous eyes. Terror in them. Futility, sorrow. Yes, the eyes have it. Keep your chin up.
Oh, don't admit me, sir. Please don't.
Don't be afraid. He's not going to hit you. He's an artist. They're all mad. Do you know what artists do?
Well, they draw things on the sidewalk.
Yes, that's right, but I haven't risen to that yet. I want to draw your head.
What for?
Because it's pretty. That's why I'm willing to pay you £3 a week just for sitting still and being drawn. Here's £1 on account.
For nothing? Aren't you afraid I'll cheat you?
I'm sure you will.
What's your name?
Bessie. It's no use giving the rest. Bessie broke. Stone broke, if you like. What's yours? Ah, you don't need to give the real ones. No one ever does.
Mine's Torpenhow.
Mine's Helda.
And those are the real ones.
By the way, Bessie, when you come tomorrow, don't bother to wear that paint on your face. I've got all the colors we'll need. Now, quiet, Mr. Binkle. You know too much about women.
Goodbye, Mr. Torpenhow. There ain't a gentleman in the whole world as kind as you are.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I just wanted to kiss your hand.
This melancholia thing new.
Top, are you really the kindest gentleman in the whole world? If you are, why are you never kind to me?
I oughtn't to have seen Bessie moving around in those rooms as if they belonged to her. While Bessie posed for Dick, she seemed to grow more interested in me. That's what upset me. Gives a lonely man a sort of hankering. I was in love with her. But I knew how Dick and everybody else felt about Bessie. He convinced me it would be better if I went away for a while.
You sent him away. I know you did. Mr. Eldar, please tell me.
Yes, I sent him away.
Well, you can't take him away from me.
Now, please, if you don't mind, I think we'd better get on with the picture.
Picture? What do I care about your picture? I hate you, do you understand? I hate you. You telling him what to do. He's a better man than you'll ever be. You ain't fit to be in the same room with him.
I know. I'd have stayed and made love to you.
Someday I'll get even with you. Not my words.
Oh, I can't do any more today. My eyes are bothering me again. I think you'd better run along.
You got that headache again?
I have.
Well, I hope it splits your skull.
Thank you. Ah, Pinky. We will go to a medicine man. We can't have our eyes interfered with, for by these we get our bread and mutton chop bones for little dogs. Come on.
Where did you get that scar?
In the Sudan.
Scar's your trouble. Frontal bone is damaged. The symptoms you're experiencing are the beginning of complete degeneration. Under such conditions, little can be done.
As far as I can gather, you say it's decay of the optic nerve and hopeless? How long have I got if I avoid all strain and worry?
About a year.
And if I don't take care of myself?
Not very long.
Oh, you've been very good to tell me the truth. Thanks. We've got it badly, little dog. Just as badly as we can get it. Binky, where was Moses when the light went out, eh? That's better. Now, what should we do? We must do something. Time is short. One last good job of work, eh? All right, but what? No more soldiers, Binky. Death comes home too nearly, and this is battle and murder both for me. Binky, it's getting darker. It really is night, isn't it? Or am I? No, it's all right. Allah Almighty help me through my time of waiting, and I won't whine when my punishment comes. Now, what about that melancholia picture, I see it now. There shall be Maisie in that head, because I'll never get Maisie. And Bessie, of course, because she knows all about melancholia, though she doesn't know she knows. And she shall laugh right out of the canvas. That's it. I can do it now because I have it inside me. Now, we must hurry. We must hurry before the light goes. Come on, Bessie, hurry. Get up in your chair, quick. We must work fast. Hurry.
I can hardly stand being near you.
Quite a come down for a lady, isn't it? Now, come on, throw your head back and laugh.
I won't. I've had enough of that foolishness.
Come on, Bessie, throw back your head and laugh. Laugh!
I won't.
Laugh, you little...
I won't.
Laugh, Bessie, laugh.
I can't laugh. I can't.
I'm going to get it out of you if I have to tear it out. Look, this picture's good. It's so good I couldn't do it very often because I'd consider the equal of God and refuse to die at my appointed time. Why, you little fool, I'm making you immortal. 100 years from now, they'll be looking at you when you're dust and water and a whisper of the wind and saying that is sorrow. That is every sorrow. That sorrow so deep it's laughter. Come on, Bessie. Throw your head back and laugh. Come on. Laugh, Bessie. Laugh. Come on, laugh. Come on, laugh. Bessie, just once more.
I can't.
Bessie.
I can't laugh anymore.
Coming home today.
Oh, Mr. Torpenhow. He's driving me mad. He's been torturing me.
Wait outside, Bessie. What have you been doing?
The best work you ever saw.
Can't I go away for a few weeks without you getting yourself into fresh trouble? I'm disgusted with you.
I know, you're right, but you see, after you went away, I had some trouble with my eyes. So I went to an oculist, and he turned, a thing into him, and he said, scar on head, sword cut, optic nerve. So I'm going blind, but I had some work to do before going blind, and I've done it, and it's good. Oh, I've had a bit to drink, though. I can't see much now, but I can see much better when I've had a few. And I'm glad to see you talk.
Dick,
No, don't say it. Talk. Look at the picture.
What a face.
Isn't she good? Isn't she a beauty? I've been down to hell to get her, but isn't she worth it?
But where did you get the eyes? They don't belong to Bessie.
Oh, they're someone else's. But isn't it thundering good? Allah Almighty, what couldn't I do in 10 years if I could do this now?
Amen. She's a beauty. I can feel it.
So will every man who has any sorrow of his own. He'll see his trouble there and by the Lord Harry, just when he's feeling sorry for himself. He'll throw back his head and laugh, just as she's laughing. Oh, I'm tired. I'm awfully tired. I think I'll get to bed. Give Bessie 36 quid, will you? And cover the picture. Good night, Top.
Bessie waited until she saw me leave the studio. Then she slipped inside and in a rage of hate whipped the cover from the painting. She stood back, mocking it.
I'll fix him, I will.
Snatching up a bottle of turpentine, she emptied it onto a rag.
Laugh. Laugh, Bessie, laugh.
One broad stroke across the canvas. Another. And another. As the paint melted into globs of sticky oil. Nothing left but a smear of muddy color. That night, as I lay there thinking about killing a woman named Bessie, I heard Dick's voice.
Top. Top! Where are you? For pity's sake, come here.
I hurried into his room. He was sitting up in bed. He asked me to light the lamp.
Did you light it, Top?
I turned up the wick.
I can't see. Do you understand? Don't leave me. It's black. Quite black. And I feel as if I were falling through it all.
I gave him my hand.
Yes, that's better. Now, don't talk. If I keep very quiet, this darkness will lift. No, it won't. My God, I'm blind, and the darkness won't go away.
I persuaded him to lie back.
Yes, it's all right. We mustn't let them think we're afraid of them, must we? All the powers of darkness and that lot. One of the 10 plagues of Egypt. Top, would you mind letting me hold on to you? One drop through the dark, so.
He was blind. Blind from the sword cut he got in the square at Abu Hamad for me. He didn't know that his picture, his masterpiece, was a ghastly smear. We left it covered on the easel. Then, war again in the South Sudan. Dick wouldn't hear of my staying with him, yet I couldn't leave him alone. Unless Maisie. He needed Maisie. I found her on the continent, told her about Dick's eyes, and she went to him.
Dick, I want to stay with you. I came to stay.
That desperately? To join me in my prison?
Yes.
I won't sentence you, Maisie. You're pardoned. Tell me only one thing, honestly. Honestly, so that I'll know I'm not making another mistake. Don't you feel relieved?
I'm sorry. Dick, don't hate me.
I hate you. Now, don't cry. You're quite right. You've nothing to reproach yourself with. You never had. By the way, you haven't seen my Melancholia. I just had time to finish it before this all happened. There she is. And what do you think of her? Even Torpenhow thinks it's good.
It's magnificent. It's wonderful.
Is it that good?
I can't believe it.
You see now what I meant about flesh in shadow and line and all that. Stick to line, Maisie.
I see.
And you're in it, too. Don't you see yourself?
Yes. I see myself in all my futility.
Well, I think you've looked at it long enough. It's not a thing you can look at too long. It seems to strike everybody that way. Maisie, you were very good to come. But I think you'd better go now.
May I come back again?
Perhaps when I'm very old, you may come back and tell me if the world has changed.
Believing that Dick had made up with Maisie, I went off to the war. Dick was alone, horribly alone in the darkness. He needed someone to talk to and thought of Bessie. He sent for her.
How long have you been like this?
Oh, ever since the day you left here.
Oh. Where's Mr. Torpenhow now?
He went away to the desert.
Oh. Where's that?
East. Out of the mouth of the river. Then west, then south, then east again. All along the underside of Europe, then south again, to the end of the world.
What made you go blind so sudden?
Oh, I was cut across the head a long time ago.
Well, you may be as blind as a barn door, but it don't excuse you looking like a sweep. Oh. I'm sorry for you. I'm that sorry for you.
Thank you, Bessie. Bessie, come and keep house for me. We'll get away from here and forget the place. All I'd like to take is that picture I used you for.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about the picture if I was you.
Well, we might have to sell it one day.
Well, I'm very sorry, but you remember I was angry with you after Mr. Torpenhow went away.
Yes, I think you had some right to be.
Well, I was so angry, I spoiled the picture with turpentine and paint. You aren't angry with me, are you?
What? Say that again.
I rubbed it out with turps and the knife. I only thought you'd have to do it over again.
Isn't there anything left of the thing?
You ain't going to hit me, are you?
Hit you, yes, very likely. I don't know. Let's think. That accounts for Maisie. Oh, she must have thought me mad. Great heavens, to think that a little piece of nothing like you could throw me out of my stride.
I ain't a little piece of nothing. And you've no right to call me that. I did it because I hated you. And I'm only sorry now because,
I know. Be quiet for just a minute. You didn't know what you were doing. And you don't know what you've done now. Torp would understand. And I saved him from you. What presumption, what arrogance. Oh, how it serves me right. The Lord is a just and a terrible God, Bess. Did you ever go to Sunday school?
What are you talking about?
Strengthen me, I pray thee, only this once. And let me die with the Philistines.
Now you're making fun of me.
No, I'm not. I'm going to give you £50 for spoiling a good picture.
Well, aren't you going to...
No, but after we finish packing here, you're going to take me to the bank, to the steamship offices, and to see me off at the pier.
Mr. Eldon, where are you going?
East, out of the mouth of the river. Then west, then south, then east again. All along the underside of Europe, then south again to the end of the world. Oh, it's good to be alive again.
Ronald, Colman, Ida Lupino, and Muriel Angeles, thank you and congratulations for a fine performance of Paramount's picture, The Light That Failed. I know that after hearing our radio preview of the show tonight, all of you will want to see the whole picture coming to your theater soon. The part of Torpenhow, originally played by Walter Houston in the picture, was portrayed tonight by Frank Nelson. Maisie, as a little girl, was played by Sarita Wooten, and the boy Dick by Billy Cook. The radio version was prepared by Robert Riley Crutcher from the screenplay by Robert Carson. And now here's Warren Hull, who warns me that to get all the coffee flavor I pay for, I should beware of coffee which has stood on my grocer's shelves for days or more, imperfectly protected from the air.
That's right, Eddie.
And why?
Because of this important scientific fact. Air steals away coffee flavor. Now, all coffee, whether ground or in the whole bean, starts to lose flavor as soon as it's roasted, if exposed to the air. In fact, ground coffee, packed in ordinary containers where air can easily reach it, loses as much as 45%, nearly half of its precious flavor, in only 9 days.
Well, but how about Maxwell House?
Well, Eddie, we think too much of this superb new Maxwell House blend to let one bit of its wonderful flavor and goodness escape. Now, that's just why we take Maxwell House, still fresh and fragrant from the roasting ovens, and pack it in the familiar blue super vacuum can. No air can get in, so no flavor can get out. Maxwell House comes right into your kitchen with a full measure of fresh flavor and fragrance sealed in. None wasted. So, friends, if you want coffee goodness you may never have known before, and all the goodness you've paid to enjoy, ask for Maxwell House tomorrow, won't you? Just remember, with Maxwell House, you're getting coffee that's not just days fresh, but roaster fresh. And no coffee can be fresher than that.
can't let the evening pass by without demanding an encore from Frank Parker. Assisted by the Maxwell House Chorus, he sings Silver Moon from Romberg's beautiful score of My Maryland.
The same silver moon shining down through the trees, we've the same night in June, we've the same sweet breeze. When we are apart, we've the same stars above. I have your faithful heart, you're the one I love. Silver moon shining down through the trees, we've the same night in June, we've the same sweet breeze. When we are apart, we've the same stars above. I have your faithful heart, you're the
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be with us again to enjoy the performances of a charming, beautiful, and lovely star, Virginia Bruce. Wait until Wilson hears about that. And, of course, we'll have Fanny Bryce as Baby Snooks, with Hanley Stafford as Daddy, Bill Gargan, Benny Rubin, Connie Boswell, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra. And with Virginia Bruce around, try and keep me away. So until next Thursday, this is Edward Arnold bidding you all good night.
This is Warren Hull reminding you that leading grocers are now featuring Maxwell House coffee at new low prices. Prices the most modest budget can afford. Now more than ever is the time to make friends with Maxwell House. And now, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, the coffee that's now more than ever good to the last drop.